Good Thursday to you. I'm Storm Team 9 Meteorologist Patrick Ellis here with your ENC Weather update for this January the 23rd, 2014. Lots to talk about as we head into the next couple of days. The roller coaster here in eastern North Carolina continues to be on the downward slope for at least one day, and then we're on the upward slope. And then we go right back down into the freezer as we head into next week with some interesting modeling coming in as we go into next week. So let's talk about that here in the forecast update video. Here's a look at temperatures as we're doing this update right around 7 o'clock on this Thursday evening. 32 degrees in Greenville as well as Kinston. We're at 34 in Jacksonville, 36 Morehead City, 30 out at Swan Quarter, 31 degrees Elizabeth City and Ahoskie. Wind chills are not a factor right now, but they will start to drop as the winds start to kick up again as our frontal boundary is pushing offshore. And with that being said, we're going to see a little bit of increase in cloud coverage. Not a big deal overnight tonight, so there will be a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere. We're very thankful for that, because if we didn't have the moisture in the atmosphere, we'd likely be in the teens and single digits. Well, actually, we'll be in the single digits if we didn't have the clouds and the mixing of the atmosphere. Looking back off to the west, a nice little system developing over Texas. They're going to have snow and ice down through deep east Texas, southeast Texas tonight, possibly upwards of 1 to 2 inches. With winter storm warnings down that way as this frontal boundary continues to kind of work its way offshore, and just a little impulse of energy kind of rolling across that neck of the woods, just kicking this up down there. As far as our cold numbers are concerned tonight, once again, temperatures will be dropping into the teens for actual low temperatures, but with the winds picking up tonight at 10, maybe even 15 miles per hour at times, the National Weather Service in Raleigh has gone ahead and issued a wind chill advisory for Halifax, Nash, Edgecombe, and Wilson counties for the possibility for wind chills to be into the single digits or below zero early tomorrow morning. Now, I will say this. I think everybody will have wind chills around those numbers early tomorrow morning, as we'll wake up with winds likely about 10, maybe even 15 miles per hour. And with actual air temperatures in the teens, definitely going to be cold out there, so bundle up, dress in layers tomorrow morning. And just to give you a heads up, we're not going to warm up all that much as far as our temperatures are concerned. The actual air temperatures through the day won't make it out of the 20s likely. Here's a look at the precision forecast model. Temperatures tonight, like I said, mid-teens, maybe a couple spots to the north, especially if you've seen you still have snowfall on the ground from Tuesday night. Likely you'll have temperatures maybe a touch cooler tonight, maybe into the low teens, and with the winds kicking up, it's going to make it feel even worse. Tomorrow, if you do have snowfall still on the ground, that will also help to radiate the energy from the sun back into the atmosphere, and that's going to help to keep temperatures down a little bit tomorrow. I don't think we make it out of the mid-20s tomorrow. I think between about we'll say from about 26 to 28 degrees on average, maybe hitting 30 down south of US 70, but for the most part, it's going to be a cold day, even with full sunshine with a northwest breeze at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Could have gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. And then even going into the overnight hours of Friday, temperatures back into the teens, again, with mainly clear skies. So that's one thing. High pressure will build off, and as we head into Saturday, expect sunshine turning towards clouds through the afternoon hours with another clipper system approaching us. Now, this one will not bring any moisture with it. Very dry air, even though we do have a little southwesterly wind coming up across the region. That'll actually just help our temperatures to get up above freezing on Saturday. I do believe that we'll make it to the mid-40s. Some indications have us into the upper 40s. We'll watch that closely as we head into your day on Saturday, but I do think that maybe the clouds will hold us back just a little bit, considering they'll be moving in during the peak heating of the day. But the frontal boundary with the moisture back over to the west of the mountains, moisture's not going to make it across there. And then we dry out once again. Sunday looking dry, high pressure will build in, but our next system is developing. And you see one thing up to the north and one thing down to the south. You got the next Arctic front moving in here by Monday. And oddly enough, Monday afternoon, I do believe that we'll make it to the low 50s for highs. But you see that moisture gathering down to the south. What does that moisture do as we go into Tuesday? And I think that's on a lot of people's minds here across eastern North Carolina. We've seen several people talking about it on Facebook already. So let's kind of pin down some of the specifics here. All right, so here's a look at the European model. Once again, very cold and Breezy as we head into your Friday. Temperatures will likely stay into the mid to upper 20s across eastern North Carolina with a good deal of sunshine, but we will get a little warmer as the air mass starts to modify a little bit for Saturday. Once again, winds will turn a little more out of the southwest. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds, temperatures in the mid 40s that day. As we head into your day on Sunday, once again, air mass continues to modify as we get more of a southwesterly flow across eastern North Carolina, and finally the 540 line starts to retreat. We'll likely make it to the mid, possibly upper 40s that day. We'll go with partly sunny skies, maybe mostly sunny skies across the east. Here we go on to Monday, and once again, Monday you see the we'll call that the 546 line into the area. And that will afford us a little warm air moving into the region. I do believe that by that time we may make it to the low 50s by the time we head towards Monday. Maybe upper 40s, but upper 40s, low 50s, that's not too bad for this time of the year. It's a little below normal, but it's close enough as we head into Monday afternoon. And we should go with mostly sunny skies that day, but you do see that another Arctic front is approaching us from the north. And as we'll go ahead to Monday night at 7 p.m., you see the cold air thicknesses starting to move southward as the jet starts to kind of tilt in here as well with another clipper system. But you see some moisture gathering down towards Florida. Where does that moisture go? If you're looking at the European model heading into Tuesday, it forms into a low pressure center off of Jacksonville, Florida. And by Wednesday, moisture starts to stream into our neck of the woods, and very cold thickness values in place. That's 6Z on Wednesday. That would be 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. A low pressure center basically off of Wilmington, very close to the coastline, with moisture spilling over the entire state of North Carolina. Very cold thickness values and a very, very steep trough moving in here. That's 18Z on Wednesday. That's a lot of precipitation in that cold air mass. That would be a very interesting look there. We'll talk about that potential here in just a second. Here's a look at the GFS model, and once again, same thing. Cold air trough moving through the region with that second clipper that moves through on Monday night, and a low forming offshore. This one trends a little further offshore than what the European is painting at this point, but still the same general idea. And once again, we were talking about this maybe a week or two ago, that the pattern that we are in, very conducive for coastal low pressure systems. Are we calling this a forecast right now? We'll talk about that here in just a second, but I will say this. We are in a conducive pattern for a coastal low to trek up the coast and dump something somewhere along the southeastern coastline, whether it be snow, whether it be rain. We're just in a very cold pattern right now as well, so that's something to also note. Now here's a look at the European 24-hour total snowfall. This starts at 18Z on Tuesday. We ramp it up. That's 0Z Wednesday. That would be 7 p.m. This will be 1 a.m. on Wednesday. And look what happens as we head into the morning time hours of Wednesday. That thing ramps up quickly as that coastal low with that moisture streams into the region. Very, very interesting look there. And once again, this is one run of one model. While you look at the GFS, it's very reserved. But you also have to remember that the GFS was also offshore with the low comparative to the European. And here's a look at the ensemble members and kind of looking at the margin of error of the model. And when you look at that, 51 members in the European ensemble group, 43 of them are saying snow, and a lot of them saying heavy snow. Now, granted, I will say this. This is one run of one model. Now, granted, that's 51 members of that model. But I do believe that there may have been a little glitch there, because this is what happened at 12Z today. And it was still painting some snowfall here across eastern North Carolina. So whether or not that there was some there's some feedback there with the modeling, we'll have to see how the run-to-run consistency is. We're not calling for a major snowfall right now, but we are making the mention for the potential for some snow Tuesday into Wednesday. Will it be big? Who knows at this point? We still have a long way to go, and we're looking for that run-to-run consistency. If the 0Z run comes out tomorrow and saying basically the same thing that the 0Z run said today, then, we can tell that that was an outlier run. That 12Z run was an outlier run. We'll just have to watch how things progress over the next couple of days. But like I said, we are going to make the mention for some snow chances as we head towards Tuesday night into Wednesday. And with that, we will not make it above freezing both Tuesday and Wednesday. And by Thursday, I do believe that we will make it back into the mid-30s, maybe upper 30s, with partly sunny skies. So that's going to do it for me here on the ENC Weather Update. You can stay up to date with us, Facebook, Twitter, and WNCT.com. And once again, run-to-run consistency is the thing that we're going to be looking for over the next several days. It's not just one run of one model that's going to make the forecast. It's got to be a consistent thing, and you start to see the trends with the models. Could it happen? Yes. Is it going to happen? It's not necessarily probable right now because we just don't know. We're too far out to make any definite decisions on this. So just stay up to date with us right here on the ENC Weather Update video. Also, like I said, Facebook, Twitter, and WNCT.com. Have a great rest of your evening, a great day tomorrow. Stay warm out there, Eastern North Carolina, and have a great weather week ahead.